Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sadashiva Samarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Narayanam Atmabhavam Vasishtam Shaktim Cha Tatputra Parasharam Cha Vyasam Shukam Gauda Padam Mahantam Govinda Yogindra Matasya Shishyam Shri Shankaracharya Matasya Padma Padam Chahasta Malakam Chashishyam Tam Totakam Vartika Karamanyan Asmad Gurun Santatamanatosmi Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Namah Shri Shankarananda Guru Padambu Janmani Savilasa Mahamoha Graha Grasaika Karmani. Swanubhutihi Ajnanasya Pramanam. One's own knowledge, ignorance is known through one's own experience. And therefore, in the verse number 31st, it said, Swanubhutihi avidyayam avrutau cha pradarshita. It is very clearly shown. Ataha kutastha chaitanyam avirodhi iti tarkyatam. So one has to now properly argue this point. Kutastha chaitanyam yena vina ajnanam api jnatum shakyate. Without the Kutastha Chaitanya present awareness, even the ignorance cannot be known, as much as eyes are not opposed to darkness. Eyes can see both light and darkness. In the same way, Kutastha Chaitanyam Sakshi Rupena Sarveshu Tishtati, and Tena Eva, by that alone, Ajnanam Api Aham Vijanami Sarvam Jananti. Everybody knows their ignorance by the presence of consciousness only. Therefore, in the next verse it said, Tachet Virodhi tat kutastham. Virodhi chet. If kutastha is also virodhi, kena, by what? Ayam ajnanam avritihi anubhuyatam. Avriti, avarana, kena anubhuyatam. How do you experience or know the ignorance if kutastha chitanam is virodhi? That's why we saw Sarupa Jnanam, awareness, Buddhi Jnanam, knowledge. The difference between ignorance and knowledge is that of the light and darkness. Where yatra jnanam asti tatra ajnanam na sambhavati. Yatra prakashaha asti tatra tamaha na bhavati. Tasmat, therefore, buddhi jnanam virodhi ajnanasya. Na jnanam samyak jnanam na virodhi. Awareness is not opposed to ignorance because tat virodhi chet. If kutastha or that awareness is virodhi chet, kena ayam aviratihi anubhuyatam. Without that experience, without that presence of consciousness, awareness, how can even the avarana, which is done by the avidya, is known? Therefore, what Shruti Vakya says, Shrutihi kadati kutastaha na virodhi. And kutastha jnanam samyak jnanam na virodhi. Parantu buddhi jnanam, buddhya grahitam jnanam, the knowledge gained by the buddhi, which is what we have to study for. Awareness everybody has. Buddhi jnanam shravanat, mananat, nididhyasanat sambhavati. Tad jnanam obviously virodhi. How do we know that buddhi jnanam ajnanasya virodhi iti kim janiyat? How do we know? Vivekastu, next line. Vivekastu buddhi jnanam tu virodhi. Vivekaha virodhi. Tasmat mumukshuna vivekam vivekaha kartavyaha. Vivichya tandulam yatha. So one has to clearly discriminate through proper jnanam, atma jnanat, by the understanding of what is Atman through buddhi. Sukshmaya kshukshma darshibhihi iti katitam. Right? That by the very subtle intellect this can be known. Buddhi jnanam sambhavati vivekat vicharat. Vivekaha tu virodhi. And at that viveka is virodhi, buddhi jnanam is virodhi of ajnan. That how do we even know as what is the pramana for that? Asya tattva jnanini drishyatam. Jivan mukti purusheshu drishyatam. In the case of the Mahatmas who have realized the highest truth, you can see clearly. They have done the viveka vichara. In them there is no sign of ignorance of this. Because jnana nishtayam, in that abidance in the self, where they know aham brahma iti sakshatkarat. Due to that awareness and clear understanding of I am Brahman, and in my presence only, mai atmani eva ajnanam api drishyate is also seen in the form of avarana, but aham na ajna. I am not ignorant, I am aware of ignorance. Whereas, interesting thing is, yeah, Ajnani also doesn't say I'm Ajnani. Can he say that? Of course, if he's very confident, very, what call, noble and, honest, he would say, I'm Ajnani. Kya karu, main ignorant hu. So, Ajnasya Vijnasya Vishwamasti. The world is there for Ajna, Vijna also. स विवेकः विरोधी विचारजनित विवेकः विरोधी अज्ञानस्य आवरणस्य अस्य अद्यस्य अध्यास is already we have established this adhyasa. So viveka virodhi asya, viveka virodhi asya, we will come to adhyasa later. Tattva jnanini drisyatam. In that, men of understanding, very clearly we can see that this awareness which they have, that I am Kutastha Chaitanyam, and this buddhi of a jnani is not affected by, or the ignorance at the buddhi level is no more. I know, there is no more question of not knowing the nature of myself. That jnanam has replaced ajnanam. So, therefore, it is said here, Kutastha virodhi chet avaranasya kena ayam anubhuyatam. Who will know the ignorance? Yada sushupto ajnanam asti parantu ajnanam asti iti jnanam nasti. सुषुप्ति अवस्थायाम अज्ञानम अस्ति एव, परंतु तत्र सुषुप्ति समये अहम अज्ञः इति ज्ञानम नास्ति. Why it is there? Because the buddhi jnanam is absent. Buddhi is absent there. Only Chaitanya is present. So tata atmajnana prapte, on the obtainment of the correct knowledge, ajnaha api ajnaha asti asmi iti jnanam na bhavati jagrata avasthayam api. Even in the state of the jagrata avastha, atmajnana prapte, on the obtainment of knowledge, so there is no effect of that ignorance there. So we have seen that what you do not know is not a problem to you. The purse is stolen, but I do not know, then it doesn't cause me suffering. When does it cause suffering? When you come to know that you do not have the purse anymore. So that's why I say ignorance is bliss. Swamiji, why unnecessarily Vedanta? Ignorance is bliss, no. But that ajnana is the cause of all bondages, that you should understand. Even though you don't know ajnanam as it is, but you know the bondage. Aham kutastaha ajnanam api janami. Tasmat aham na ajnah. See, ajnanam api aham janami kutastha swarupena aham asmi. Tasmat aham na ajnah. Janami. I know it. Therefore, aham na ajnah. Tasmat aham kutastha. See, as I said that with the eyes I can see the darkness, therefore I don't say I'm blind. Do I? If I'm blind, would I know the light? Not even light I know, not even darkness I know. See, if a person is born blind, you ask, are you all darkness? What do you mean by darkness? Because he has no concept of light and darkness, right? Whereas a person who has eyes is aware of light and darkness. But he doesn't say, I'm blind. Can he? In the same way, Kutastaha aham ajnanam janami, parantu aham na ajnaha. I know what is ignorance. I know how the avarana takes place, but aham na jnana, because aham kutastha. Vritti jnanam ajnanasya virodhi, brahma jnanam na ajnanasya virodhi. Therefore, this distinction must be very clear. Buddhi jnanam ajnanasya virodhi. Vritti atma jnanam or swarupa jnanam is adhar of the ajnana also, without which how will you know? As much as the rope would say, I am not opposed to the snake that you have projected, because aham adhar. Adhar, adhishtan. The Aadhar may sound like Aadhar card or something. Aadhar sound like I'm supporting. I'm not supporting, but without me it cannot happen. Right? Sarvam Brahma yadyapi Brahmajnanameva jnatavyam. Brahmavit Brahma bhavati Brahmam janati. You know, Brahma bhavati means, is it not others are Brahman? मैं तो ब्रह्म में जान लिया, आप तो मुझे पता नहीं आपका क्या है. आप भी ब्रह्म हो, परंतु तुम न जानासी. Right? If a Mahatma would say, तुम न जानासी, but I know, that is all the difference. It's not that you are Brahman, I am Brahman, you are not. So, Brahmavit na Brahma bhavati. Brahma bhavati means Brahma janati. Aham Brahma iti janati saha. How can he become Brahman? He is already one. The pot became mud. Oh, when? The pot became mud. Correct or not? Pot became mud. Pot realized that it is mud. Before also it is mud only. But when it is understanding itself as a pot, then obviously it has forgotten its nature as mud. When it comes to know that it has become, it is mud, it has not become mud. Are you a pot or a mud? Both. Today also I was talking about the transactional reality and the absolute reality. Somebody asked this, how do you, which is what I know, I remember the question, but the answer to that is that at the same time I'm human and a husband or a wife, whatever it is not contradicting, or is contradicting. I'm a human, therefore I cannot be a husband. In a way, right? Nor the husband will contradict to you to be a human. At one level I am human, another level I am a husband. They don't contradict each other. So the Kutastha and Avidya, they don't contradict each other. Rope and the snake, they are in contradiction. In the person's perception, when he sees only snake, he has forgotten the rope. Therefore, his non-perception of that rope is make him suffer. Right? He feels limited and gets afraid, etc. Similarly, aham deha buddhi manaha iti yaha janati sabaddha. I mean, janati saha, parantu tadeva aham iti manyate. Because he thinks that alone am I. That tadatma is the problem there. So here, sarvam brahma yadyapi, even though all are Brahman only, Brahma jnanam eva jnatavyam. Viveka buddhya vicharena jnatavyam. Buddhi jnanayena aham Brahma iti jnatavyam. Yadyapi sarvam Brahma eva. Tasmat saha na Brahma bhavati, if you take the literal sense of bhavati as becomes, but He comes to recognize himself as Aham Brahma. And that does not mean others are not. Others are also, but they don't know. Aham Kutastha Chaitanyam. Vritti Jnanam Tata Vritti Ajnanam Yugabat Na Sambhavati. Vritti Jnanam Tata Ajnanam Yugabat Na Sambhavati. Yugabat means at the same time. Parantu Swarupa Jnanam Tata Ajnanam Yugabat Bhavati. At the same time, it can coexist. You have to start thinking this is the Vicharam Marg. Vichar mein, step by step you have to proceed on. So, Vritti Jnanam meaning Buddhi Jnanam, Tata Ajnanam, Yugapat, because Virodhitvat. Because the original point that was fellow arguing about is being Virodhi, his presumption is what? Ajnanam Virodhi. Therefore, na avaranam sampadi, avaranat na vikshepha, vikshepad na bandha, bandhat na moksha, tasmat shastram vyartam. Whereas here he says, vritti jnanam tata vritti ajnanam yugapat na sambhavati, parantu kutastha jnanam ajnanam yugavat. The same thing, it's there now also. Anubhavena janami. By experience we know it. Nobody needs to tell us. Because the rope and the snake coexist. Yeah. As far as the highest, if a person is looking at the mistaking it to be a snake, but a person who understands that it is rope, when somebody says it is snake, he says, yeah, because without the rope you cannot have the snake there. But upon knowing rope, if somebody says it is snake, he will laugh. You think it is? May it be. It is not for me. But doesn't mean that you cannot project on my rope. So tat chet virodhi. That's why it is a tat chet virodhi. Then tata kudastaha avrate virodhi chet kena ayam avratihi anubhuyatam. Chaitanyena buddhihi anubhuyatam. Chaitanyena eva anubhuyatam. So vivekah tu virodhi asyaha. Asyaha ajnanasya avidyayaha virodhihi vivekah buddhi jnanam. Pramana jnanam, shruti jnanam, buddhi jnanam, ajnanasya virodhi. Tasmat, therefore, one should gain the buddhi jnanam shastra padanena adhyayena. For what? To overcome the ajnanam. Therefore, shastram avashyakam na anartakam. It is not useless, it is not needed, it is necessary. So, tattvajnanini drishyatam. That's why it says verse, tattvajnanini drishyatam, meaning in the men of knowledge who are, see, viveki purushaha, in that you can see the virodhitvam of the ajnanam. So, jnanaha, jnanam, buddhi jnanam eva, ajnanasya virodhi. Right. Ajnani ajnanasya atma virodhitvam, atmajnani ajnana virodhitvam. All right. Now, having explained what is adhyarop, what is the avarana, now the next effect of avarana is what? Vikshepaha. Yasya avaranam tasya vikshepaha. Yata avaranam sambhavati tadanantaram vikshepaha sambhavati. Where there is concealment, then there is projection. Without the covering of the rope, or not knowing of the rope, there cannot be the projection of the snake. Gurudev calls this non-apprehension leading to misapprehension. If non-apprehension is not taking place, then misapprehension won't take place. So, having established there is avarana due to ajnanam, now how that leads to vikshepa. Now, vikshepa will be the focus in the next 10 or 15 verses. Avidyavrutakutaste Dehadvaya yutachitihi Shukto rupyavat adhyasta Vikshepadhyasa evahi Avidyakrita kutaste Dehadvaya chitihi Shukto rupyavat adhyasta Vikshepadhyasa evahi. Here, the word chitihi is chidabhasa. It's masculine, it's feminine. Chitihi. Chitihi adhyasta. Chitihi di chidabhasa associated with dehadvaya. Stula tata sukshma. The gross and the subtle bodies associated with chidabhasa, or chidabhasa associated with gross and subtle bodies. In what way? Reflecting on them. By the reflection of consciousness connected to or associated with gross and subtle bodies. Now presently Karana Sharira is not taken up. Dehadvaya yuta chitihi avidyavrita kutaste adhyasta. Avidyakrita kutaste adhyasta. Avidya avrita. Not krita, sorry. Avidya avrita kutaste. Avidyaya avrita. Avidyaya avrita, meaning that kutastha chaitanyam presently is being concealed by the concealing power of Maya. Avidyaya avrita kutaste. In that kutastha chaitanyam, which is being concealed by the power of ignorance, dehadvaya yutachitihi. Stula sukshma sharira dvaya yuta yukta. Yukta, that is why chitihi being feminine. Dehadvaya yuta chitihi adhyasta. Adhyasta bhavati, being the adhyasta. Adhyasta here means the projection, superimposition. Adhyasta, that state of the superimposition is called vikshepa. So vikshepa is what? Adhyasa evahi. Vikshepa is adhyasa. The projection is nothing but superimposition. The superimposition done by superimposition is what? In the Kutastha Chaitanya, the Stula and Sukshma Sharira along with Chidabhasa on Kutastha covered by the ignorance are projected or superimposed. These two of them, Dehadvaya Yuta Chitihi Adhyasta Bhavati. Meaning the Chidabhasa, the reflected consciousness associated with the gross and subtle bodies have been projected on the Kutastha, which is covered by ignorance. Meaning, because Gurudev would say that gross and subtle bodies are projected upon the self. And these gross and subtle bodies are not by themselves. Chitayuda, which are associated with reflection of consciousness. Otherwise, they are not. They seem to be alive. They seem to be alive. What? Gross bodies seem to be alive. Subtle bodies seem to be alive. And that liveliness comes from the association with Chidabhasa. So Chidabhasa or Chitihi, Dehadvayuta Chitihi, Adhyastha, where? Avidyavrita or Avidyaya Avrita Kutaste. Example will make it clear. Now, having explained the earlier verse probably or usual explanation of the rope and the snake, here is taken up the example of a mother of pearl appearing to be like a silver. This is also another famous example, very often used in Vedanta. When you are walking in a, let us say, Balboa Beach or Santa Monica Beach. So the shell, which is lying down on the sand, beach sand, because of the light that is reflecting on it, if from a distance it looked like silver. Yesterday also when we were sitting there, from the tree there was one, some fly was sitting there and its wings had the reflecting. Swamiji, something shining. Yes, somebody had put gold in metal. Nahi. That is none other than a mere appearance. So the shell appears to be like silver. Silver is known as rupyam, or otherwise known as rajata. So here the vikshepa or the projection of the idea of silver upon the shell or mother of pearl happens because of what? The brightness of the light. That's why Chidabhasa is, that's why they get brought is here. The Chidabhasa, the reflection of consciousness, is the light which shines through the physical body and the mind, etc. Shining meaning making it feel that I'm active, I'm alive. That is projected on the concealed Kutastha. That is what is important. Avidyavrita Kutastha. Not just Kutastha. Avidyavrita Kutastha. The Kutastha which is already being concealed by the ignorance. In that, Stula Sukshma Sharira Dvaya Yuta Chitihi Adhyastha Shuktau Rupyavat, like that of the appearance or projection of silver upon the shell. Therefore, vikshepaha adhyasa evahi. Projection is none other than superimposition. So, dehadvaya stula tada sukshma yuta chidihi chidabhasa adhyasta shukto rachavat rupyavat. So, Surya Prakasha Samaye Shuktihi Rajatavat Drishyate. See, in the case of a rope and the snake, you need darkness. Here it is light. There, because of the lack of light, you see the rope as the snake. Here, because of the light, You see the shell as the silver. So vikshepaha adhyasaha. Vikshepa itself is adhyasa. So avrutasya aryaha adhyasaha. Adhyasasya karanam avaranam. Without the avarana, there cannot be. The effect of avarana is vikshepa. Vikshepa is nothing but the effect of avarana, and vikshepasya karanam avaranam. So, swarupa ajñāte avarane, avaranene vikshepaha adhyasaha jayate. Sthulam cha sukshmam cha chidabhasena eva jivatvam or chetanatvam prapyatah. The both of them, dehadvayau chetanatvam katam prapyatah. How they have become as though alive, chidabhasa yuktena, because of their association with the chidabhasa. So now proceeding further, this example is very important. As we know, mother of pearl, first of all, the nature of the mother of pearl is concealed, as the note goes here. We do not know it. This is due to what they call as concealing or obscuring power of ignorance. Then on that concealed nacre is projected the superimposed nature of the silver. And we see the silver instead of the mother of pearl. This seeing of one thing as another is due to the work of what we call it as projecting power of ignorance or avidya. Now, having explained this, comes a very important point. Very, very important point. You have to understand this. So this, the shell or the mother of pearl is not absent. When you are seeing silver, it is present. It is present and it is not far away from the silver. Not even 1 inch away. Not even in quarter inch away. Not even in 0.001 inch away. Where is it? It is there where you are seeing silver, there itself. कहीं नहीं गया है. There only, at the very same place. Now you see, there are 3 amshas we should understand in this context. Vikshepa has 3 amshas. What are the 3 amshas? So when you are looking at the shell, there is this shell. Atra shuktaha asti. There is this shell. Shuktaha atra asti or idam shuktaha asti. But we are not seeing that. What are we seeing? Idam rajataha asti. Rupyam asti. What are we seeing? Idam rupyam asti. In this statement, 2 things didn't change. Idam asti. Here is the shell. Here is the silver. The here and is did not change. Asti and idam is not changed. What changed or what was not seen? Shukti is not seen. Instead of that, we have seen rupyam. So there are three amshas in that very statement. Idam, sti, and the third factor is rupyam or shukti. Clear? Therefore, in the next verse, idamam shanscha satyatvam shuktikam rupya ikshyate swayam tvam vastuta chaivam vikshepe vikshatenyagam idamam shascha satyatvam shuktikam rupya ikshate swayam tvam vastuta chaivam vikshepe vikshatenyagam. Adhyasasya trividaha amshaha. So there are three aspects to its amshas. Atra idam rajatam asti. Pradama amsham idam. First aspect is this. This or atra here. Both any day, idam or atra. So idam means this. Idam rajatam asti. So idam is this. And presently what we are saying, idam rajatam asti. Idam is the pradama amsha. Astitvam dvidiya amsham. Astitvam. Asti, when you say is. That is the second amsha. Idam asti. In the statement of here, the silver exists. Here, the silver exists. This is the perception of the person who looks at it as a silver. Third aspect is rajatam atava shuktihi. So rajatam asti iti ajnani pashyati. Jnani here means one who knows that there is only shukti. He says, shuktihi idam asti. So tritiya amsham is shuktihi in the case of ajnani, whereas in the case of ajnani it is rajatam. Okay. Next step. First two. Which are the first two? Idam amshaha tata astitvam. In these there is no avarana. Avarana hai kya? See, there is no concealment of the is astitvam and idam tvam. Here or it is this, there is no avarana. There also you say, there is silver, here is the silver, or this is silver, and the other person says this is shell. Both of them say the same thing, but only one is different. So, idam tada astitvam na avaranam gacchati na avaranena tirodhitam bhavati bhavatah. Idam na tirohitam, astitvam na tirohitam concealed. So avaranam is taking place where? So here shuktihi idam asti is seen as rajatam idam asti. Idam asti has not undergone any change, or avaranam is not taking place there. So here see, idam shamscha satyatvam shuktigam rupya ikshate. This is silver in this illusion. The pearl oyster shell is the thing perceived and is real. But by error, by these notions, thisness and its reality are transferred to the imaginary silver. In other words, the silver has borrowed idam and astitvam of Shukti. The silver had borrowed the easiness and thisness of the shell. Borrowed. As though it has been, asked, can you give me, I'm deprived of this. Give me two things. Give me idam tam, idam sham, and satyam, satyatvam. So, hikshate is seen. So, avrita vinashe, when avarana is destroyed, idam tata satyatvam samaha eva. Avrita vinashe, avrita vinashe, idam na vinasham gacchati, tata astitvam na vinasham gacchati. Both of them, this and easiness, do not change at all upon the destruction or the elimination of avarana. Ajnanam, jnanena yata jnanena avrita nashah sambhavati, idam na nasham gacchati, astitvam na nasham gacchati. This also is not getting destroyed, and this and astitvam is also not getting destroyed. It's not just a mere grammar thing. Do not consider it as merely a grammar work. No. Even as we experience it, this is a shell. This is the shell. But when you misunderstand it as this is the silver, and when you come to know that it is not a silver, it is still there. Not gone, any change. Doesn't undergo any change. There is no transformation takes place there. So here, avrita vinashe idam tada satyatvam samaha eva. Therefore, abhadyam is satyatvam. Abhadyam is idam tam, idam sham tada satyam sham or satyatvam abhaditam, unfalsified. Bhadyam tu rupatvam or rajatatvam. What is getting falsified? What is being proven as wrong? Falsified means what? Falsified means that which is seen to be an illusion, that which is realized as illusion. Bhaditvam here means, bhadyam means recognizing its illusory nature. It cannot go. Why? It's not there first. Where does it go? Abhi to snake to chala gaya. कहाँ गए? कहाँ जा रहे? कहाँ जाता है? So silver is gone. Where does the silver go? Cannot go anywhere. That is why it is said, asti chet na badeta. If it is really there, it cannot be disappearing. Mithya chet na pratiyeta. Nasti chet na pratiyeta. If it is not there, you cannot see it. Right? If it is there, it can never be absent. If it is not there, you can never see it. So that's why it's called mithya, right? If it is not there at all, then you will not see it. If it is there, then it will never disappear. So what is the nature of silver here? Mithya. Adhyastha. Adhyasita. Vikshepita. Vikshipta, sorry. Not Vikshipta. Vikshipta. Eat nahi. Eat nahi. Aneat hai. Vikshipta, not Vikshepita. Vikshipta. So that which is projected is an illusion. Therefore, that will disappear. Bhadyam gacchati. Abhadyam tu idam tata satyatvam. Now, why this example is important, we'll just bring it to the what we need to understand. So, Shuktehe Swarupam Astitvam Cha Idam Cha. Shuktehe Swarupam. Shuktehe Swarupam. The nature, unchanging nature of the pearl is thisness and easiness. And Rajatatvam too borrowed only, not its nature. So, the nature of the Shukti is, the shell is being Astitvam and Idamtvam, present as seen, as this. But it's not Swarupam, Shuktehe na Swarupam, Rajatatvam. The silverness is not the nature of the shell. So this is understood. Now it is a little more technical when you go. Abhadyam samanya amsham. Bhadyam vishesha amsham. क्यों सामान्य है? Both have the same. सामान्य जो है, सामान्य means the same. Whether it is the shell or the silver, the common factor is what? Idam and astitva. Whereas what is vishesha, which is not there in one and is found to be in another. Shuktitvam na rajatam, rajate, rupye, shuktitvam na rupye, and rupyatvam na shuktao. In the silver there is no shellness, in the shell there is no silverness. Tasmat visheshamsha. Abhadyam samanyam. Bhadyam visheshamsha. So, as we saw, the Rupyam is a borrowed nature. It is not its original nature. So, idam asti tu shuktehe samanya abhadida amshau. So, adhyasa kale badita rupam drishyate. Adhyasa kale, adhyasa means where there is the vikshepa kale, during the time when the projection takes place, what do you see? The vishesha amsha only you see. Exclusively different, which is subject to bhadyam, subject to falsification. Jnana samaye vishesha amsha badite samanya amsham pashyati. At the time when the knowledge takes place, the vishesha amsha of the rajat, which is borrowed, which is the not found to be in the shukti, that badite, when it is gone, you only see this samanya as it is, without any change. Samanyamsham pashyati, and shuktoho visheshamsham abhi pashyati. Shukti's visheshamsha also you see it, isn't it? the silverness of the perception is gone, you not only see the samanya nature of idam and astitvam, but also the vishesha nature of shukti also you'll see. Because which is found to be absent when the silver is perceived there. Earlier, you saw the vishesha amsha of the rupam. Now you start seeing vishesha amsha of shukti. The ropeness will be seen in the absence of snakeness. The snakeness was not found to be in the rope, which is Visheshamsha. And ropeness is not found to be in the snake, which is Visheshamsha. So when the knowledge takes place of the Shukti, you start seeing the Vishesha Amsa of the Shukti. Obviously, you see Samanya Amsha, which is not changed. So, Adhishtanasya eva idam tada astitvam. Adhishtanasya eva idam tada astitvam. Adhishtanasya meaning that which is the substratum alone. For that substratum alone is the idam tada astitvam. The easiness and thisness belong to that shukti alone, the shell alone, which is the adhisthana, the substratum for rupyam. So, rupyam does not actually have idam dhanastitvam. It only belongs to adhisthana. It's a borrowed quality when you say. Borrowed quality does not mean its quality. Earlier, when in the absence of understanding, you think that it is the quality of the silver, thisness and easiness. But when you understand that is the quality of the adhisthana being the shukti, and therefore you recognize the temporary nature of astitvam and idamvam of the silver. It is not its own, it is borrowed. So he borrowed part of it and another part it itself supplied. Which is borrowed, easiness and thisness. What it supplied on its own? Silver. So that being gone, goes back to original, goes back to original. What? Astitvam idamtvam goes to the original, which is a substratum. So, adhishtanasya samanya amsha pratitihi. During the time of adhyasa, adhishtanasya samanya amsha pratitihi. Pratiti means manifestation, perception. Adhishtanasya samanya amsha pratitihi vishesha amshasya apratitihi. The vishesha amta of the shukti, this shellness is not perceived at the time of projection. Correct? Whereas, even in the adhyasa samaye, samanya amsha is seen. Pratiti means a perception of easiness and thisness is seen even at the time of adhyasa, but you do not see the vishesha amsha of the shukti at the time of adhyasa. And that is replaced by vishesha amsha of rupyam, of the silver. So therefore it is proved that idam tada astitvam na avrutam. Avrutau. Right? Idam na avrutam, astitvam na avrutam, vishesha amsha eva avrutam. So what we have to do is that vishesha amsha has to be removed. See, jnanam na nasham. Jnanam does not destroy you. So when you say mukti means mar jao. मरना के मुख्य है क्या? मरणात् मोक्षः? मरण में तो when you are dying you are not मोक्ष नहीं, कहाँ कई मोक्ष क्या है फिर? अज्ञान से नाश। अज्ञान क्या है? आवृत से ज्ञान। आवृत क्या है? विशेष ज्ञान का वो बदला हुआ है, वो विशेष ज्ञान है ना, जो that विशेष ज्ञानम has obscured the विशेष ज्ञानम of the Chaitanya. This why it is so? Because we have taken the qualities of the Sukshma and Sthula Sharira as our quality. We have taken the silver to be real. So, Shukti here, now you see, Adhyasastu Samanya Pratitihi Avashyakam Na Vishesha. So, the easiness and thisness, which is the nature of the substratum, is necessary for the adhyasa to take place. If Shukti है ही नहीं, कहाँ देखोगे? If Shukti है ही नहीं, if the shell was not there at all, how do you therefore do the projection of silver? So the easiness and thisness of the shell need to be seen for you to project the silver on it. Correct? Without that, so samanya jnana pratitihi avashyakam for vishesha jnanasya adhyasa. For the Svishesha Jnana, which is of the Rupyasya Vishesha Jnanasya Adhyasaha, takes place only when Adhishtanasya Samanya Pratiti Samaye. And the understanding or realize on the person, you have to know that it is here that these two aspects has to be present. Abhaditam, right? That is unfalsified. And only in that presence only you can do the projection. If the screen is not there, where is your projection? We started from there, remember. Where is the projection if there is no screen? Astitvam of the screen must be there. Here. So, now come to the second line, which is a connection to what we need to understand. Quickly we see, Swayam Tvam Vastuta Cha. Swayam Tvam is I. Then Vastuta exists, Aham Asmi. Swayam here means, Swayam here to be understood as self. Swam also or Swayam also. So here, Swayam Tvam, Swayam Tva, selfness. Tva, when you add it, it is ness. Rajatva, Shariratva, Dehatva, Tva. Here not, it is not Tvam, you, Dehatva. So Swayam Tvam, selfness. Data, Vastuta, of existence. Cha evam vikshepe vikshate. Vikshepe vikshate. Even at the time of vikshepa is seen. In the same way, the ideas of the self and existence, which is being to belong to Kutastha or Anyagam iti drikshate. Anyagam, Anyatragam. Anyatra gacchati, anyatra gataha, gatam, anyatra gatam, iti vikshate. Anyatra gatam means as though it belonged to the other. The easiness and thisness belonging to the shell is as though seen as belonging to the silver. So similarly, I and am, I exist. Do you exist? You say I am. That am is existence, right? That is, am is satyata, and I is selfness. So, it's called Swayam Tvam Tata. Swayam Tvam is selfness, I. Tata Satyata, am. These two belong to Kutastha. And what do we say? I am the body. This is I am the silver. So, when you meet somebody, you don't say, are you? You say, how are you? This how is belonging to what? Body or the mind. Somebody is disturbed in the mind. How are you now? You don't say, are you? Because I am is not questioned. I am happy, I am unhappy, I am angry, I am not happy. This is, I am is there. Swayam tvam tata satyata anyagam vikshyate. Which is borrowed by the bodies. So the question is, how are you? Meaning, how is what? How is not about Brahman. How is about your body? How is about your mind? The moment how is asked, Purana start ho jata hai. Ramayana shuru ho jata hai. Oh, I want to tell you. So, even though Brahman is of the nature of Anand, Brahma Ananda Rupopi Dehatvaya Lakshanani Katayati Ajnaha. Even though Brahman is of the nature of supreme bliss, what does he talk when he is asked, how are you? Sorry, how are you? What is the answer he gives? All Dukkham only he says. Because this is the Vishesha Amsha of Dehadvaya. Chidabhasa Yukta Dehadvaya. It is not the Vishesha Amsha of Kutastha. Kutasthasya Vishesha Amsha was Astitvam, Idam Tam, Tada Anandatvam. Sat, Chit and Anand is hai. That Anand to absent hai. So, which is a Chat and Chit is borrowed by this Dehadvaya, and then we talk about the body or the mind. Yahan khatam karenge. Think. It's a lot to think during the vacation now. So, our next class will be after the summer only. We have a lot of time to think. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhat Bhavet. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Guru Pyo Namah Hari Om.